Hello, and welcome to Let's Replay Mystery Case Files Return to Ravenhearst. I'm MCFPapa, and this is part 1. And I'm very excited for this series. For one thing, I just love how the title screen even just looks so much more ominous than the original Ravenhearst one, despite it being very similar to Ravenhearst. Like, the storm is raging outside, and there's lights on in Ravenhearst, and even a guy in the window there, and the bird bath has been toppled over. So, I'm very excited to be doing this, so let's just get started. I once again revisit Ravenhearst Manor by orders of Her Majesty the Queen to further investigate this disturbing place. During my last visit, I pieced together what I thought was the end of the century-old Ravenhearst mystery. Unlocking those crazy doors is what started all this. I freed the soul of not only the manor's namesake, but also the spirit of her murderer, Charles Dalmar. After departing Ravenhearst, Charles's vengeful spirit followed me and extracted a flurry of suffering upon the innocent denizens of Fate's carnival. I narrowly escaped and now find myself here once more, seeking answers to what happened after Emma's demise. I must work quickly and keep my wits about me, as I fear there is little time before his ghost discovers that I have returned to Ravenhearst. Get it? It's the title of the game. And I like this journal page, how there's like leaf effects and bugs crawling all over. It's very ominous. And if you listen, you can hear one of the nicest things in this game is they got a full-on orchestral soundtrack for this. Like, that's just very impressive that they went through the effort and expense to do this. This residence, dedicated by name and beauty to my dearest Emma, may this home long stand as a loving testament to your everlasting spirit. Mundus vult ergo decipitoire, vincit qui patitur. I hope I pronounced that right. I don't care, really, though, because I don't speak Latin. Latin's a dead language. If you speak Latin, you're a nerd. A rusty plaque outside the manor gates denotes a benign outset to this twisted love story. Once a beautiful place, this estate was created by Charles to show his affection towards Emma. Was his unrequited love the source of his madness? I've made note of the strange series of numbers scratched into the metal. My knowledge of Latin limits my understanding of the bottom text, but I believe it is something about life after death. And it's weird that they give you this puzzle, which is used far into the game, but they give it to you now. Need a wrench to get in the intercom and need a key for the gate. And you can just see the mansion in the distance there. Now, I've actually had one playthrough where the thing glitched, so the lightning was like permanently stuck striking the mansion instead of like periodically flashing there, and it looks really cool. And hey, there's a gem that was used in Hidden Expedition Everest. You might ask how I remember that, and that's because just earlier today I was finishing up the recording of Let's Play Hidden Expedition Everest. This game was very groundbreaking for this series, like taking the hidden object game mechanics and like reworking them into a whole hidden, like, point-and-click adventure is a really inspired thing to do. Although something I always found weird was how, like, this game reuses the Madame Fate pointer. And I like the look of the Madame Fate pointer, but it's just weird. And then in Dire Grove, they still reuse the Madame Fate pointer, and in 13th Skull, they reused the Madame Fate pointer. I guess they were just really proud of their work. But even though I've played this game innumerable amount of times, I still am sometimes finding new things about it, because it's just so rich in detail. And there's a V on the mailbox. I wonder what that V stands for. It's also interesting, though, that they once again increased the amount of items needed in one of these scenes. Like, it was 8 in Huntsville Prime Suspects and Ravenhearst, then Madame Fate raised it to 10, and now this game raises it to 12. And by the way, if you care about a thing like the cumulative time, you don't want to get a hint, because that adds 30 minutes to your cumulative time. Every hint you get. I don't know why they designed it that way, but they did. Surely it's punishment enough for how slow the hint meter recharges.
There are others.
Oh, and you heard the first ghost voice, and that's something they actually brought back from Ravenhearst, is having the spirits, like, give you, say stuff periodically throughout the game. But unlike the other, like, Emma's voices in Ravenhearst, and even Madame Fate saying stuff in Madame Fate, like, it's much, much rarer for this Emma, Rose, and the twins in this game to say things. And so, like, for example, that line, "There are others," I don't remember ever hearing that. It could just be my memory hazy, but it could also be I've literally never heard that line before. I don't know why the bell gave me problems, but oh well. I like this too, that you actually gotta move it over the screws to unscrew them. You can't just go yourself, like, in the center of the screen 4 times. Just gotta connect the wires, and it's really impressive that they bothered to make, like, the whole physics effects for the wires and lighting for rotating them around at all angles, despite them only showing up for this short little puzzle. And that's it. I don't know why. And just also, like, being able to click and rock the lights here back and forth. They didn't need to do that, but they did just to add detail to the world.
Now free, there are others who require your assistance. You must act quickly before he returns. Find the secret passageway within the manor and free those who remain bound to him. Be warned, you are in grave danger. Come with me.
I've successfully made first contact with the supernatural. After unlocking the manor gates, I was visited by the ghostly spirit of Emma Ravenhearst. She thanked me for freeing her, but warned me of great danger and mentioned something about releasing the spirits of additional souls bound within the house. She related few details, but did give mention of a secret passage somewhere inside. There must be much more to the Ravenhearst manor than my initial investigation revealed. There certainly is. And did you enjoy seeing Emma there? Well, I hope you did, because she literally does not show up at all in the rest of the game. I don't get why they bothered hiring an actress to play Emma in live action, which by the way is something else this game added. But then they just didn't use her for much anything. Would have been cool to get a scene of like Emma reacting to like Rose being rescued, like them hugging each other because Rose is now free, or something like that. And by 6 they mean Domino 6. And now, Ravenhearst Mansion is officially under condemnation. I don't know why it took the British government, or I guess the city of Blackpool, to condemn it. Because I don't think it was condemned when we were exploring it in Ravenhearst. Because it seemed like someone had lived in there recently. Now, one thing I really like in this game is, even though like you're moving around in a point-and-click adventure, there's still a heavy emphasis on the hidden object scenes. They don't feel like an afterthought or anything. With good reason, a condemned notice appears nailed to the front entrance of the manor. The house is all boarded up, so my first order of business should be to find a way inside. As I search the various nooks and crannies, I must be watchful for clues or items that might come to be helpful in my investigation. Is it my imagination, or am I hearing voices? Probably all in my head. A strange inscription was jotted on the door. The house that love built. Yeah, that's something interesting, is that, like, this is supposed to be, I guess, the front porch scene as seen in the original Ravenhearst, but it looks completely different. The house appears dilapidated and completely vacant. The rotting floorboards on the porch must be walked upon with great caution for fear of falling through and breaking my neck. Doors and windows are boarded up, and the neglected roof offers little protection from the storm. I caught a glimpse of something shiny beneath one loose floorboard. I must remember to keep my eyes peeled for clues that might be lying about. And that's another thing. They added this case file for the master detective to write their notes in. And man, is the master detective talkative, or at least descriptive, in this game. Oh, that's the shillelagh. I clicked on the poker and thought that was the shillelagh. Yeah, and now, like, Ravenhearst really makes even better use of... Well, Return to Ravenhearst makes even better use of animating the hidden object scenes. Like, there's rain falling, there's fire, there's lightning, not fire, coming from this side, and there's mist in the background. And also the animation looks a lot smoother than it did in Madame Fate. Even though these games only came out 1 year apart from each other. Although the punishment for misclicking in these scenes isn't nearly as drastic, because there's no time limit in these games, so it wouldn't make sense to like have you lose time or something. So you just click a lot and your cursor spirals around a bit randomly. Like, wow, isn't that a punishment? I don't think, does it actually give time penalties in cumulative time? No, it doesn't. So you can just click away to your heart's content. And in the now defunct mobile version of this game, there wasn't even any penalty at all, because you don't use a cursor, you just tap the screen. So what I did was I would just tap the screen like that over and over until I found an item I was having trouble finding. Cute little magnifying glass. I wonder what this, like, steamer trunk is doing, just lying outside in the rain. Yes, thank you. Lovely day for a ghost hunt. I should have stayed in bed. Yeah, that's probably accurate. And then there's also, like, some items you need to find just by clicking in these exterior scenes, but that's very uncommon in this game to actually do that. And you can click these lanterns too. And then there's this good old puzzle, which for some reason elephant games love to use in Fate's Carnival and Tire Grove Sacred Grove.
Only if you bring me the dark flower that bears her name. Only if you bring me the dark flower that bears her name.
Well, now there's a talking statue, which apparently is completely normal. Is that supposed to actually be Emma haunting it? I don't know. I never picked up on that if it actually was. truth is always locked away. What a great inscription. Like, I can think of a more fitting thing to describe Charles and his whole story. And even though we're in Britain, there's still US currency here for some reason. But anyway, why getting ourselves a creepy eye, that'll do it for this first part. So like and subscribe if you want. I'll see you next time when we continue exploring Ravenhearst.